Have you ever arrived at an all-inclusive resort and immediately thought this was the exact right choice?
Or completely the opposite. You arrive and you realize that the brochure photographer deserves an Academy Award.
This week, we're talking about Sandals Ochi in Jamaica, a resort with 17 restaurants, multiple villages, a secret speakeasy, and enough bars
Mm.
that I briefly considered making it my permanent address.
Ryan just got back from staying there, so today we're going to get the real story about this resort
Yeah, the good, the surprise, and the things that I absolutely will do again.
and the things you should know before you book.
Welcome back to One Slice at a Time, the podcast where we talk travel one slice at a time. I'm Ryan Joy, a travel agent who specializes in large group trips and helping people find unforgettable vacation experiences.
And I'm Stephanie Picosta, a travel agent who specializes in helping multi generational families travel together without anyone ending up in separate terminals at the airport.
Today we're heading to Jamaica because I recently stayed at Sandals Ochi and I have some thoughts,
A shocking development, Ryan. He returned home from a trip with opinions.
many opinions, and some are pizza related, but most are not. So,
Before we jump into Jamaica, guys, last week we continued our series on demystifying air travel. We talked about navigating airports, understanding connections, and helping people feel more confident when they fly.
because for some travelers, the airport is actually the most stressful part of the vacation. Some travelers.
Everyone. If you missed that episode, definitely go back and check it out.
But today we're moving on from airports to palm trees because we're diving deep into one of Sandals' most popular resorts.
Pizza Pals, have you ever stayed at an all inclusive? How about all inclusive at Sandals? And if you have, what is the most important thing to you? The beach, the food, the drinks, or the room?
Think about it because by the end of this episode, we'll tell you where Sandals Ochi really shines.
So, Brian, let's start with the biggest surprise of the trip.
Okay, not really a surprise, but if you don't know, it would be a
Okay.
surprise, and that's the drive.
Not exactly the glamorous answer that I was expecting.
Yeah, Sandals Ochi is located in Ocho Rios, which is about 2 hours from the main airport in
Wow.
Montego Bay.
And that's important because a lot of people just assume that these resorts are just right around the corner.
And there are some Sandals options that are. There are some,
Mhm.
Sandals Montego Bay and Sandals Royal Caribbean are right there next to the airport.
Yep.
But if you're not prepared and you're going to Sandals Ochi, that 2 hours can feel like a really long drive after your travel.
So tell me how you got there. What did you do?
Well, we booked a private transfer.
Of
so,
course you did.
so it was around $450 round trip for four people. And I thought
Mhm.
that was really a
Yeah.
pretty good value. Yeah.
Mhm. Especially when you compare that to sitting on a bus with multiple people and making multiple hotel stops.
Yeah, exactly. Now, share transfer is included, and like you said,
Mhm.
Stephanie, you'll end up in a bus, and you may stop at one of the other Sandals resorts along the way.
Right.
It is Sandals operated, so you're not going to be
Right.
going to a bunch of different brands,
Mhm.
but you may stop at along the way. If convenience matters to you, though, private transportation is really worth considering because it's just you. So we had four people, and they had a
Mhm.
minivan, so it was plenty of space for us
Right.
to put our bags in there and comfortably spread out. Now, a bathroom stop is not included, but the driver might do it if you ask. So they don't advertise it, but it's something to just know.
Sure.
I would
Just
go to
know
the
if you need it.
bathroom, go to the bathroom at the airport, just in case.
Sure. And speaking of going to the bathroom at the airport, you guys use Club MoBay. So tell us more about what that is.
Yeah, I loved Club MoBay. It was my first time using it. I've had
Mhm.
tons and tons of clients use it
Clients.
over the years. So I can tell you firsthand because I've been to Jamaica without it and I've
Mhm.
now been to Jamaica with it. It saves you a lot of time and a lot of frustration. It costs about 85 bucks a person, but it's like the express lane for Jamaica. Someone's going to meet you, escort you through the airport, helps
Mhm.
you skip all those long custom lines, and gets you into a private lounge where they'll serve you food and drink right off the bat. Great way to start.
Love that. That sounds a great way to start your vacation upon arrival.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. And it's great for a departure day too, because
Mm.
you skip the security line. So,
Nice.
if you even if you have TSA pre-check in the United States, it's not going to do you
Right.
any good in Jamaica
Nope.
or anywhere else, basically. But with Club MoBay, you're going to skip the security lines. And again, they're going to bring you directly to a lounge. And
Hmm.
that's where you're going to sit. And they have a whole buffet and drinks and all the things so that you can
Nice.
get, be in a good position to get on your flight home.
So, Pizza Pals, what's your travel splurge? A better hotel room, a better flight, airport lounge access?
Yeah, mine is eliminating unnecessary lines. So
For
it is
sure.
true. Like you just heard what I said, like a $450 upgrade to my
Hmm.
transfer. And then I also did $85 a
85.
person
Hmm.
to do Club MoBay. So I did spend some money there to kind of make that travel process a little smoother. But I was traveling with a couple of people in their mid to late 70s.
Hmm.
So having that like expedited security line helps them an awful lot. And having the
Right.
private transfer does too. So
Sure.
you have that, and then you can also look at that experience and say, I could fly into the airport in Ocho Rios. It's
Uh huh.
usually more expensive, but if you were going to
Hmm.
do these things,
Offset the cost.
maybe it's worth
Yes.
looking into that, spending a little bit more money to go to the airport in Ocho Rios. It's only 20 minutes away from the resort.
Ah, good to know. So, Ryan, once you finally arrive at Sandals Ochi, what is the first thing you think people should know about it?
The resort's really big by Sandals standards. It's their biggest property by far, but
Mhm.
that's really because it's multiple Sandals resorts kind of rolled into one.
Well, explain that to me.
Okay. There's like three primary areas at Sandals Ochi. You have the
Hmm.
seaside, which is by the sea. You have the
Okay.
hillside, which is across the street and up the hill. And then you have the
Okay.
Ochi Beach Club area, which is kind of like adjacent to the seaside part.
Sure. And which part did you guys stay in, Ryan?
We stayed seaside, and if I was booking for myself again, I'd do exactly the same thing.
So tell us more about that. Tell us why you would do exactly that same spot.
Well, that's where the beach is, and it's where there's several pools. It's where we spent most of the time. Maybe that's skewed a little bit because that's where we were staying, but it was nice to be able to just go leave and you have option to go either
Hmm.
pool or beach. Now it's a little bit cost effective though if you want to stay
Right.
up on the hill because the rooms are
Got
there
it.
a little bit cheaper. So
So speaking of the different areas and like somebody wanting to stay on the hill, how easy it is it to move around the resort?
super easy. Sandals
Yeah.
runs a shuttle called the Hop, and I'm telling you,
Oh,
every few
cute.
minutes, you're never waiting long at all. Like, I think they say like, every 5 minutes, but there were
Yeah.
many times where it was like by the time you got to like the bus stop and put your butt
Hmm.
on the chair, you were standing back up. Like,
Oh,
because
nice.
it was like there. Yeah.
So let's talk more about the beach. That's what I want to hear about.
Yeah. And this was one of my favorite surprises about the entire trip, to be honest,
Okay. Why?
because there was a lot of shade.
That sounds like the most 40-year-old answer possible, Ryan.
No kidding. Well, it was good because for me, yes, I prefer the shade, but also
Hmm.
my traveling partners that I was with in their mid
Needed the
70s
shade.
also
Hmm.
needed the shade. So it was really, really good. And when
Fair
you spend
point.
enough time getting sunburned over the years, shade is luxury.
Fair point.
So the beach itself, though, it's at the bottom of a hill, which so that hill provides natural
Okay.
shade for the entire day. And I really loved that. But I will say this, it is at the bottom of a hill and you do have
Right.
stairs. There's not an
To get
elevator
there.
option there. So you do have to just
Okay.
be able to do a couple of flights of stairs.
Sure. And this isn't like a giant beach, correct?
No, it's not. If you're imagining acres of sand in a beach volleyball tournament, that's not what this is.
So how would you describe it?
Okay, so the area I'm talking about that's really shaded, the
Hmm.
water comes up to maybe like 6 feet with it of the chairs. And there's
Wow.
one row of chairs, and it's the hill behind
Ah,
you, and it's the beach in front of you. So
nice.
like you basically only have like a 6 foot beach there. So it's an adults only. There's not going to be a bunch of kids digging in the sand,
Right.
but there is enough room for that drink service person to walk back
And
and forth in front of you.
very important. Very important.
Yes.
Speaking of drinks, now let's talk about one of your and my everyone's favorite topic.
Yeah. Breakfast, right?
Sure, sure. Overall, let's talk about the food.
Okay. Uh, yeah, but also breakfast. So Sandals Ochi has 17 restaurants, as I mentioned before,
Mhm.
and that sounds a little bit overwhelming until
It
you realize
does.
only 4 of them require reservations. So they kind of tell you, they give you a little cheat sheet. If 4 require reservations, those are the
Mhm.
ones you want to go to for dinner.
So which 4 are we doing reservations for?
The French restaurant, the Italian
Mhm.
restaurant, the hibachi restaurant, and Kelly's Dockside, which is sort of an overwater experience.
And out of those, which one of these are gonna be worth the doing for people
All
considering going to
all 4.
Sandals?
Yeah, all 4.
Okay.
You're gonna want to do them all. And again, remember this is all inclusive, so you're not paying
Mhm.
anything. You keep tip here,
Okay.
none of that stuff. So like, if you can do them, you do all 4.
Nice. So no surcharge to do the reservation-required restaurants?
No, not at all. And
Nice.
the other thing is you can reserve one restaurant 7 days
Mhm.
prior to arrival on the Sandals app.
Okay.
And I would say do that. You do the French restaurant for that because it's the
Do the
most
French
popular.
restaurant. Okay.
Yeah.
What about the other 3?
So those, and you could do a second one at the French restaurant if you want, but you make
Okay.
those all when you arrive.
Okay.
If you're a couple, you can do it right in the Sandals app upon arrival.
Mhm.
If you're more, like we were 4 people, you can do it sort of with the restaurant concierge team
Ah,
there. So they're open basically 9 to 5 or something like that. So you just go
okay.
up and you be like, got 4 people, we want to go to these restaurants, help us figure out what day we can do it, and they'll set it up for you. It was super
Sure.
easy.
Alright. That sounds easy, yeah.
Yeah.
So finally, tell me about breakfast.
Oh, right. The breakfast buffet was solid. Yeah. You know, I like breakfast buffet.
Yeah, but I hear a but coming because if that's all you have to say, there's more to say.
Okay. So the first day for breakfast, I noticed there's an omelet station, and I'm like, I'm gonna go get myself an omelet
Nice.
because that's what I'd like to do. I
Mhm.
I would rather have a server come around and take my order and
Mhm.
they just bring it back to me, but there was, it was buffet. It didn't work like that. So I walked up to the omelet station, and there were maybe like 4 people ahead of me, and I waited what I felt to be a long time and never even got asked what I wanted. So if you see more than 2 people in line, just abort the mission immediately. Just go get there's scrambled eggs on the buffet and there's other things that
Sure.
you can get. It's a really big buffet, so you're fine. But if you see nobody in that omelet line, run to it.
Good tip on that one, good tip. All right, guys, let's take a break here before we go any further away from the buffet.
Stephanie and I want to remind you that we are travel advisors. We help people just like you plan amazing vacations every single day.
That's right. Whether you're planning a romantic getaway, a multi generational family reunion, a group cruise, or your first all inclusive vacation, we're here to help.
And with that, it's time for Ryan's Crusty review.
All right.
So I'm super pumped that at Sandals Ochi they had not one, but 2 places to get pizza.
The
They were
French
both
restaurant.
not at the French restaurant, not at the
Oh, okay.
Italian restaurant. They were
Oh,
more like they were like you can't really say quick service because
hmm
you sat down at a table and they came over and took your order. So it wasn't like
sure.
counter service, but it was like
hmm
a quicker option. And they were poolside,
Nice.
both of them.
Okay.
So um so we got it the first day. And I felt like the first day it was just kind of okay. It wasn't that good. Um, the second, third, fourth, and fifth time I got it, it got better each. No, it was better the second,
You've
third,
had
fourth,
more
fifth time.
drinks by then.
No, it's but yeah, no, the pizza I would say for being what it was. I mean,
hmm
you were outside, so they were serving it sort
Right.
of poolside, like I mentioned,
hmm
and there were tables, but they also had the big oven, so they did do like a proper like oven pizza.
Right.
Um, it wasn't like, you know, 8 out of 8, but
Right.
if it was like if we were judging poolside pizza, it would be an 8 out of 8. But
Oh, okay.
we're doing it in all of pizza. It's more
Right.
like maybe like a 6, maybe
Okay.
5.
That good. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was average.
Good to
Um,
know.
Dino's on the hillside, and I can't
hmm
remember what the name of it is on the bottom side, but they also had so you could get they had like a bunch of different
hmm
pre pre um assembled not pre-assembled, but
Okay.
they had a menu of options. and then you could get
Sure.
whatever. You could also ask for customizations, and they
Hmm.
also had like a dessert pizza that had some
Oh,
like chocolate inside. It was kind of like a calzone almost, but it was
huh.
chocolate filled.
Nice.
That was delicious.
8 out of 8 on the
Yeah, yeah,
dessert
yeah,
pizza.
yeah. Well, it's a 1 out of 1, right? Because I've never even seen such a thing before. So
All right, Ryan, let's move to another very important category.
hydration, right?
Yeah, sure. Let's call it hydration.
There are bars everywhere.
Okay. So tell the pizza pals when you're sitting on the beach at Sandals Ochi, what is your drink of choice?
Well, I have some tips. First and
Okay.
foremost, like if you're going to order a drink and it's a drink that
Hmm.
you're used to drinking, give them whatever your recipe is. Like if
Okay.
if you are like, I like an old fashioned, but I like it with
Hmm.
this much
Right.
whiskey and this much simple syrup, you
Yeah.
better tell them because
Okay.
they have a set idea in mind and they're just going to be making making the drinks and it may not be anything like what you want. So give that you can have whatever you want, but if
Sure.
you have something in
Hmm.
mind, you better just tell them. I when it's hot out, I like a mudslide.
Hmm.
Every warm
Oh,
weather
yeah.
destination gets judged by the quality of the mudslide.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, they
So
did a
what
good
was the
job.
score here? Yeah, they did. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, drunk
Any
kind of drunk.
favorite any favorite spot to go grab your mudslide?
Well, the for the mudslide, basically any of the pool bars and then
Okay.
Oceans, which is down by the beach, those were all
Okay.
good. But like a special place was the Rabbit Hole. And I didn't get a mudslide here. It's more like a cocktail lounge.
Okay.
Very cool place.
This sounds like something from Alice in Wonderland.
It's more like walking into Bilbo Baggins's house. Like it's got the circular door, and everything.
What?
Yeah, it's like
Wrong fantasy franchise altogether.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But the point is that inside, it's like this hidden speakeasy with live
Mm,
music, prohibition era vibe. It's very
nice.
cool.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, one of our favorite places for sure.
So we've had food, we've had drinks after dinner. Let's talk about the room.
Okay, yeah, sure. One thing that's true across all Sandals properties is the mini
It's included.
and customizable. So you're gonna have like when you get
Hmm.
there, you're gonna have your pre-configured mini,
Right.
but there's gonna be things that you drink out of there, things that you probably
Hmm.
don't drink out of there. You just gotta let the staff know what it is that you want that thing stocked with. Like for me, it was Coke Zero, and they just kept it stocked.
Man, I'm telling you what, that can make it a vacation when the simple little pleasures are there just waiting for you. You don't have to worry about them. It's
Absolutely.
great.
I,
Yep.
I totally agree. Yep, absolutely.
Anything else stand out about the room?
So it's not really talking about the room furnitures or anything like that, but they have
Right.
twice daily service.
That's very rare. Sometimes it's hard to get once daily service.
Right. Yes. Housekeeping has really changed, I think, since the pandemic and maybe a little bit
Oh,
before
yeah.
that, where you
Hmm.
really don't get daily housekeeping. Well, at Sandals, you get
Hmm.
both the regular housekeeping service, you get the minibar service, and you
Sure.
get turndown service. So I
That's
love that.
nice.
Fresh
I
towels,
bet.
room refreshed, bed ready. If that feels like a luxury.
So you mentioned the bed. How was the bed?
Dangerously comfortable, right? Like
Okay.
enjoy, you know, it was a nice king size bed. It was high off the ground, so you got in there
Mm.
and stuff, but it was nice. And there was some other
Yeah.
furnishings. There was a big dresser and things like that. So it was super comfortable. We had a balcony that
Nice.
overlooked sort of the grounds. So we
Hmm.
didn't have an ocean view, but
Sure.
we could see the koi pond, which was really cool. They had these great
Okay.
big massive kois. I was taking a
Hmm.
video from the balcony and I had a
Right.
koi like jump right out of the water. I was like, I didn't even know that could happen. It was awesome. So, um, so super comfortable rooms. Liked it a lot. Yep.
Side note here, I have to know, did you guys have robes?
You're gonna ask, but it wasn't even in our outline. But yes, we had robes, and you'll be happy to know that I did talk about the robes on social media.
You did. I
They were
seen the photo
comfortable.
of the robe. You look like a
Yeah.
boxer. I don't know why it had a
I had
hood on it.
yes. I don't know why it
Why?
had a. I don't know. I liked it because you don't ever see me without a hat on, so it would be weird to have a robe with a hat. But Uh, but no, it was good. I mean, I don't have much to compare it to because Stephanie is the road person. I didn't even know that was the
Yeah.
thing I had to check out. But but yeah, no, it was
Yeah.
soft. It was comfortable. It was, I threw it on after the shower. Maggie would be out on the porch, on her laptop doing some work or whatever, and the curtains would be wide open. So I was like,
Mhm.
I guess this is a use case for the robe.
It's exactly a use case.
All right, that wraps up our review of Sandals Ochi.
Pizza Pals, if you've stayed at Sandals Ochi, we'd love to know what your favorite part was.
Yeah, it was Seaside, Hillside,
Hmm.
Ochi Beach Club. And if you're considering Jamaica and wondering whether Ochi is the right fit, please do reach out. That's literally what Stephanie and I do.
Next week, we are wrapping up our air travel series.
We're going to tackle what to do when things go wrong at the airport. And they
That's
do
right.
almost every time to some extent.
Yep, because a little knowledge can make travel feel a whole lot less stressful. If you guys have enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe wherever you get your podcast.
More travel insights, destination ideas, the occasional pizza inspired life lesson. Visit extracheese.fun and subscribe to our newsletter.
So, Ryan, I have to ask before we go, what are we doing for dinner tonight?
No jerk chicken pizza. We've discussed this
Thank
before. That's
God.
not happening. But I am making pizza tonight. I've actually got the dough rising right out
Ooh,
in the kitchen right now. So it's doing its final rise, and then we'll get it right in that
yes.
oven. So so
We'll
pizza
have
for
to
dinner
go
tonight.
check out your social media and see how that turns out for you
Oh
tonight.
yes. Yes, there you go.
So, guys, we'll see you next time on One Slice at a Time. Until then, keep traveling the world.
One slice at a time.
Have a
Bye.
great week, guys. Bye.